We lived on Humewood, but before that we lived on Selby Street. Some of you, if you knew Selby, say aye aye.
Aye, aye.
Whoa, that's a lot of people. Selby is located at Sherbourne and Bloor, 1 block south of Bloor, running west off of Sherbourne. And that was a place where people would come. We had our house there, and then Dad and Mom bought the house next door. So we lived next door to the office. And that was one of the keys, I think, to Dad's ability to have the longevity in his civil rights work and the scope of all the different things that he did, because he was a multi-talented person. You're wondering, how could he do all these things? He did not believe in the car. Okay, even though he had a green Buick car for a long time, you'd think that he was a great friend of the car. Not so. We lived across the street from a grocery store, so we did not have to drive. My mother didn't drive. Hetty, some of you, if you knew Hetty, say aye aye.
Aye.
That's a lot of people. And in fact, on Humewood there's a little parkette, and there's a tree dedicated to Hetty Esther Gittins Roach. If you ever want to visit there, you can. She was important too, because not only did we live close to where Mom and Dad worked, that allowed that time that we now today spend commuting. It takes years off of our lives. And Dad really was aware of that, because he used to say, you know, just living so close, he was able to have extra days of life. Extra days of when he could meet with people, organize with people, and people knew where he lived, they knew where we lived, and it was a place that a lot of people came to. It was wonderful. But at times we needed a break. And I am so glad for Auntie Margaret, because yours was a home away from home. You know, when you needed to take a little respite, that was wonderful. But so how did Charley have such a long, extended, active life? One, as I say, was proximity in the city, close to where he could meet with people and do things. Another thing, as you all know, culture, music, song, dance, poetry, art, you name it. And those are positive things that give us a lot of energy. We can direct our emotions, you know, our anger, our joy, all kinds of things, and have something that replenishes us, because make no mistake about it, anti-racism, civil rights work is hard work and cannot be done alone. This is why it's so great to see so many people here who were involved in so many campaigns. It's really wonderful. So many people, Susan Ng, so many people. And that's the thing he used to do, is call people's names, which I don't have a lot of experience in doing that. But Lennox Farrell is here, Joan Farrell is here, Dave DePoe is here, Phil Taylor is here, Karis Newton is here, Sankara Leach. These are all, and many more people who also helped in the movement. One thing Dad used to say is, if you're going to court, bring your family, bring the community. You're not alone. You need people. He talked about the successful people in life, they have support. The Prime Minister has support. They're not alone. You go to the jails. Do those people have support? And even when the supports may be available, do they feel worthy to get the support? Because there are a lot of opportunities to help us in difficulties, but sometimes we don't recognize it. We don't feel we're entitled to it. And others who are aware of things will go and get that support that you're supposed to be getting, because they've got their eyes out. You know, I'm an elementary school teacher, and I've been on a leave this year, and it's been a life-changing year because of opportunities to travel and do so many things, and I was in Spain and I saw how many statues they have to different people, buildings from the past. And I think it's very important what you, Joe, and you, Peter, have done in getting names of people who did things, who made community, to remind us, because Toronto is changing so much. It's just down at Yonge and Bloor. Buildings are gone. Honest Ed's is gone. Stollery's is gone. You know, I remember when the Bay was being built and there was a lot of building going on, and then there was nothing for decades. And now we're in that big boom again. St. Clair is different. A lot of places are different. But we need to remember the past to ground us for future things, for things that are going on right now. And that last campaign Dad was on, to get citizenship, it was not a mean spirit that he had to royalty. It was not disrespect to royalty. It was respect for self and one's own history.
Thank you.
You don't need to put down somebody else in order to speak for yourself. We don't need to have these polarized, horrible things being said about people who have different opinions. But when we organize in a positive way and we sing songs like Rise Up, oh Canada, it's about time, it's about time. Rise up, oh Canada, it's about time, it's about time. Embrace sovereign independence, cast off imperial legacies. Rise up, Republic of Canada, it's about time, it's about time. Rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up, rise up!